Go live first.
Do we really have to play the burn live? Come on.
Hey,
how about you guys stop telling me what to do?
17.
I apologize for my outburst there. It's been a rough week. A lot of people in the comments have been calling me a beta. I don't know what that means, but I think it has something to do with the fish, and I was just trying to assert my dominance right from the get-go.
Can you shut up, please?
Whoa.
I got a show to do here.
No, he's talking about the 80s Betamax.
I was not aware that
Betamax
this called Brandon Perna Sports. It's Clickbait Sports. We've got Brandon Perna.
Host of Beta Sports coming to YouTube soon.
We've got this guy Tom Grassi over here. How you doing, Tom?
Doing all right, thank you. Hello. Hi.
Scooter, what are you wearing?
I mean, you see it. You see the Ed Sheeran exclusive. Oh, look at the E and the S.
Oh my God.
I mean, they went all out. They went all out for this.
Oh,
you
man.
can't even get this.
I would love
might
for
make
you to
this
take
an
me into your
NFT.
loving arms in that jacket.
Exactly. Exactly.
You look perfect tonight. By the way,
yeah.
Scooter. Tree, what's going on there with the new with the Madonna tree thing behind?
Oh, that's been there for a couple weeks. The question is, like, I ordered mine immediately after that stream. I'm still waiting on it. It's not coming until like the 12th.
I told
How
Tree
did you get yours early?
They give them to Cowboys fans first. It's a priority queue line. You got to get in.
Oh, did somebody from America's team order this? We better get this shipped out right away.
Exactly.
We got it for Scooter right here.
Oh, you mean the real America's team?
They just
the one
know.
that sucks.
All right, guys. Urban Meyer.
Oh, okay.
He is a walking disaster. This is yeah. He is the gift that keeps on giving because he is just putting clicks in front of all of our channels by being the person that he is. Can I get that insincere apology from you, Brandon? And I want to get your thoughts on
I'm so sorry.
what this is.
Can you explain the viral video from your place over the weekend?
Yeah, I just apologize to the team and staff and for being a distraction, just stupid. And so I explained everything that happened and owned it, and just stupid. Should not have myself in that kind of position.
Urban, did you fly back with the team, or did you stay in?
No, I stayed to see the grandkids.
It was stupid. Everything I did was stupid.
I'm so sorry.
That was my first time ever watching that. I did not know it was that bad. This man made no eye contact whatsoever.
As I said, he's like the little kid that got caught breaking a window. It's like, I'm so sorry. Don't ground me, please. I just had a girl dance on my quatch. I was there with the grandkids until the evil, dirty men took me to have drinks. And then women were hot, and I had a tent underneath, and I tried to go into prevent, and she did hard press. I'm so sorry.
My gosh, that's
pretty much what it is.
I had a tent.
That was literally my first time seeing that on Clickbait Sports, and
she did hard press.
So, as I learned more details from this, like apparently that was his bar that he was in.
It was. Apparently, they have a picture of him on the bar.
Yeah, there's a huge picture, like a huge canvas of him and his wife.
Right.
They, like, make eye contact while this is happening.
Who was babysitting while he was out getting drunk. Like, does this guy not care at all about his team? Like,
his family? Like, what is...
That's the thing. There's two stories here. There's criticizing Urban Meyer as the football head coach, which you can do because he should have been with the team. Like, that's the real issue. He didn't go back with the team after they lost. He said he needed to go and decompress and regather his thoughts, a bunch of stupid stuff that you don't see other head coaches do. Then there's this whole like personal side, his connection with his family, with his wife. And this is the part I wanted to talk about real quick because we haven't really mentioned it yet, is his wife had to go to Twitter to say she's getting off of social media because of all the crap she's getting from people, which is incredibly unfair. Like,
wait, what are people saying to her?
oh, I don't know like specifics, but I'm sure it's terrible stuff.
Oh, it's got to be awful.
Telling
You're
her how
over
to
there,
DMs
man.
are probably-
manage
they're
her
probably
page,
a lot of
probably.
All I know is I saw her like she was liking stuff on Twitter.
She's talking about corn.
Yeah.
The only thing
Bro.
she should be criticized for is an obscene use of flamingo emojis when she pieces off.
I don't know what the flamingos are.
I've never seen anybody ever use a flamingo emoji until now.
But
Maybe that's
like,
something her and Herb have going on. She is like the most she is like got Stockholm syndrome or something. She has stood by her man. She even helped him fake one of those heart attacks. She was on tape and saying, Herb, you know, like she's party to this. Mhm.
How
She's
long-
not careful, you're gonna fake another heart attack.
How long
health
are we
issues.
giving Urban Meyer with the Jags? How many more weeks/days does he last?
I'd say at least a couple more.
oh yeah,
I think
Everything online I've been seeing, everyone is like, bye week, he's gone. No chance he's there after the bye week. That's it. Wrap it up. Send it.
I think
If five, if you remember correctly from the dumpster fire, I remember Uche saying that they want to see if they can fire him without having to pay him.
Yeah,
So maybe
that's the
they'll wait
issue.
a little bit more until they actually do, because they paid Urban Meyer a lot of money because they got fooled by the magic trick that he did of pulling a rabbit out of his hat and then faking a heart attack. Like, but now watch me do a heart attack and magically recover.
The Jaguars are going to start planting like attractive women at the bar or whatever to try to get him in trouble, so they can just fire him. Like
No, at
Operation
the
Honey Pot
sideline.
ago.
Sideline.
Here's
So
the
does
real
Shah
question.
Khan have a in the boardroom like different women on the whiteboard? He's like, no, not skanky enough. He likes them blonde. All right, get the blondes out there, and then make sure that we place someone with the cell phone
Honestly,
camera.
any one of
right
those
there.
women would probably be a better head coach.
Here's the question. Which head coach did worse? Nick Saban or Urban Meyer?
Nick Saban at least lasted more than one season. He
Yeah, he actually
resigned too.
Stuck it out 2 years.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. So, like,
But-
Saban's infinitely better right now.
I would think a more apt comparison would be Bobby Petrino, who last night, by the way, I learned. So I was on with Uche and Justin Blaylock, who played for the Falcons his rookie year when Petrino was there. He said that they learned that Petrino quit by a typed letter in their locker. It was just taped to their locker, and they just walked in and they were like,
I know.
so we don't have, so Bobby's not coaching today? I was shocked by that.
He's not now.
I would say week 10 for Urban. It would be the over-under. He is garbage. Now, I want to ask you this, Scooter. As a devout and dedicated Florida Gator fan, Herb delivered you a national championship.
He did.
How do you think about that man when he brought your team to the promised land?
Listen, he brought us to the promised land, but he left us in shambles. Literally, we have just recovered from the mess Urban Meyer left us with all those players. So we had to go through a McElwain, and we had to go through Muschamp just to get a Dan Mullen, just to get positive again. But he did win us a national championship. That will never be taken away. And that's more than some teams can say, period, point blank. Thank you for the national championship. Good luck with the Jags.
Yeah, I think for me as an Auburn fan, we had to put up with Gene Chizik for that and Scam Newton, which I think any college football fan, especially an SEC fan, would take that in a heartbeat. A championship for 10 years of suck? Yeah, we're there.
That's about it. That's about
All
what we
right. One thing I want to talk about is the cycle. Oh, okay. Here we go.
I could bring up the cycle. I can
Yeah.
do many things back here.
Brandon, talk about this cycle of Urban Meyer and how this repeats itself. Just take us through this. This is from Court to Bat.
Yeah, this is like Soul Cycle, but it's just slowly robs you of all your morality. So Urban gets hired, as you can see. That's step one if you're a football organization. instantly find success.
There was none of
Current
that
team
here.
not included.
Yeah. Skip this step.
Then there's reports of scandals, varying degrees of scandals. Steps down for health reasons and or to spend more time with family. Immediately starts a new job as a TV analyst, rumored to be ready to coach again. And we repeat.
Yes.
I wanted this man as the head coach for the Cowboys. We're done. We got Mike McCarthy, which I don't know if he's that much better, to be honest, but we're managing.
He's getting his massages in private.
Mike
you have a
McCarthy doesn't
recording?
have to worry about anybody willingly grinding up on him at a bar.
Yeah. Do we know who this girl was? Was she ever identified?
She was. I think her name is like Kaylee Montana or something like that.
Oh, look at you busting out the names.
Yeah, I
Stop.
see that.
Hold on, let me.
On Twitter today, though, that they actually know each other because they were tagged in like old Facebook posts together.
I don't know. Does anyone have?
I got the name. It's Cayman, Nebraska.
That's a location.
It's a name.
Cayman?
It sounds like a porn name.
Cayman, Nebraska.
Alligator,
Nebraska is
last name
Ohio.
Nebraska, first name Cayman, like the Cayman Islands.
Sounds like one of those Bofa. You know, sounds like a
If one of your names is a state, you do adult films. That's all I have.
That's what I thought. It sounded like it's like an adult porn star.
Dakota.
Dakota Fanning's not a porn
Adam,
star.
that's
Come
not
on.
a porn star. That's a legit actress.
Yes. All I want to know is, Scooter, do you have a clip of you actually saying that you wanted Urban as the Cowboys head coach?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I never said anything of that sort. Look at that beautiful, gorgeous man right there on the Today Show with no beard. Oh my God.
How old are you in that picture?
That was
Bro,
yesterday.
I think that's maybe like 24, Magruder. That's 24, 25. Young
Oh,
Magruder
Brandon.
in the building.
Can I get that clip of Urban saying playing every week is like Alabama or play something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Can we get that as well?
My head coach, who
You know what's crazy
not
is
criticized at all for anything.
No, I think Vic Fangio was criticized a little bit for something.
This is just our third game. You know, it's the next game. You know, favorites or lines don't mean anything to us. You know, this is the NFL. You know, I don't know Urban Meyer at all, really. I met him the other day. You know, shook his hand before the game and after the game. And his comment to me was every week it's like playing Alabama in the NFL. You know.
They showed the clip of Urban saying that to him. People wanted to like turn it into something, but it's pretty like innocent clip. But the way Vic Fangio talks, he just reminds me of my uncle.
Is that a
Like,
good
I
or
can't
bad
take
thing?
him seriously.
It's not a good uncle.
Okay.
He sounds like the dude that's going to go off about the New World Order at Thanksgiving, and I know that from experience.
All right.
It's like, do you know they're going to implant microchips in you, son?
I don't think anybody in the NFL who thinks that playing another opponent is like playing a college opponent, no one says that. No one in the NFL would ever say that.
Vic Fangio, though, said some other things. You know, he's crying a little bit about a little runny run instead of a little kneeling.
Did you have a problem with the last play that Baltimore ran?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of, but I expected it from them. You know, I've 37 years in pro ball. I've never seen anything like that. So, but it was to be expected, and we expected it.
Why did you expect it from them?
Because I just know how they operate. You know, that's just their, mode of operation there. Player safety is secondary.
Was that something anybody even really talked about, that they had 42 straight or whatever the number was, 100-yard games? And
We didn't talk about it during the week, but I'm sure the players were aware of it. You guys made them well aware of it.
It's my violin.
That's your coach, Brandon.
So, yeah, it's my coach. And I said I liked the John Harbaugh play call, but yesterday, Will and I talked to Dave Damashek, Steelers fan, not a fan of the Ravens. He agreed with Vic Fangio, and his reasoning behind it was because there's like this sideline angle of the field, and you can see like the Broncos don't know what's going on. The Ravens didn't really know what's going on. And his issue was that the Broncos didn't even have a real chance to defend the play. So it was a give me 3 yards to get the record. And had Vic Fangio known that the Ravens were going to try to run that play there, maybe the Broncos call a defensive play to punch them in the mouth and save a shred of dignity from a otherwise just horrible game.
So you're saying it was a sneak attack?
Yeah. Sneak attack, didn't know it was coming. But leading up to that, the Broncos used a bunch of timeouts to try to get a garbage time touchdown before the game ended. It's like, it doesn't matter. Like, Vic can be angry about that, but it's like one of those things as a head coach, I think you just sort of deflect so it doesn't become a story. Or you let it become a story because your team played so bad, people are talking about that instead of the more important issue. I don't know.
So what you're trying to say is, from the crazy uncle angle, you're saying it might be an inside job.
Could be.
All I'm saying is, how have you not seen this in 37 years of football? You haven't seen someone try to break a record in 37 years of watching football?
Bill Belichick he had a single timeout and called a one timeout with like less than a minute left in the Buccaneers Patriots game.
Like, what are you talking about? People do this all the time.
Yeah, didn't Bill Belichick intentionally do like a false start or something to tick somebody else?
That was for to run time off the clock, and they had to change the rule for that. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah,
they really had to change the rule because they just like it was like they took a delay a game or a false start or something to try and stop the clock.
Yeah, like I mean, if you've ever played Madden and just like you've been angry at an opponent and just completely do like false starts or bitch stuff. Like, people are petty. People are petty. Brandon, are you going to do the Bookie the Bear segment here? Or
I love how you segue into these, Adam.
I'm just asking. I don't know. This is what I do.
What am I doing? Oh my God.
Come on.
These are my picks for the week.
That is a manly picture of you, Brandon. That is so manly.
That
makes me think you're not using the Manscaped because that's a little untrimmed. You're going to have to manicure that a little bit.
Clean that up.
Right when we get
Sasquatch.
Oh my God!
Just got demonetized.
Are we?
Okay, here's the deal. That's photos from a video that's like 2 years old. DraftKings not with us this week. We're hoping they come back because I went out to my little friend, the Mafia, and used one of their bookies. And I'm not doing so well, so I'm going to try to make up some points this week, so they don't feed me. Pardon my French, to the freaking Bears. Freaking Bears! I know you got a little scared there, Scooter. Some teams I'm going to pick. The Dolphins at +10, the Texans at +9, the Colts at +7 because Daddy needs to live because I do have a child, and if the movie The Revenant, what's the Leonardo DiCaprio movie?
It's Revenant. Yep.
That was a good movie.
When the bear tried to make love to him in that movie, that is not something I want to happen to me.
Spoiler.
He didn't try. He tried to go. He tried to Urban Meyer.
I still gotta watch it.
Revenant, yeah. Well, it's a love story about a man and a bear gone wrong.
It's very inaccurate. It's very inaccurate.
There's spoiler. Leo wins.
No
the Oscar.
spoilers. I have not seen
wins the Oscar.
Tom Hardy's really good in that movie.
Does he play the bear?
He does.
I thought that was Brokeback Mountain where there was bears involved.
The only pick on here that is incorrect is the Falcons. They're not going to have Calvin Ridley. Who's their other receiver? Jackson.
Gage.
They have Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, they got some guy named Pitts.
Yeah, they're not going to London. And who are they? I don't even know who they're playing. The Jags. So this is where
they're playing the Jets.
They're playing the Jets.
Oh, the Jets. Same difference.
Pretty much.
So much so that he raged and hit his camera off. And what happened was the original punishment was for him to reenact Ben Roethlisberger throwing and tripping at the same time. That was a couple weeks ago, and to dress up as a Steeler. And instead, I got that punishment, and well, I had some fun with it.
That was a
What's going on, everyone? Tom Grassi here. And, this YouTube channel has afforded me some amazing opportunities. But today is something real special. I am here getting one-on-one training with Steelers QB, Ben Roethlisberger. Incredible. Now, I know there's been a lot of commentary on how Big Ben has been playing lately, but as you can see, this guy is as mobile as ever. It looks like he also has some fungus or mushrooms growing on him. Probably because he's been standing there for so long. Pardon my appearance, we've just been running routes all day, and I gotta tell you, this guy still has it. Just take your time. However, what I'm really excited to show you is there was a play made just a couple of weeks ago where it looked like Ben Roethlisberger tripped over himself and then threw the ball. And he assured me that he was just doing that to confuse defenses, that they had no idea what he was doing. And they didn't. Not a clue. All right, time to see if I learned from the master. Ben, are you watching? Okay. Oh. Is that dog shit? Nah, it's just his passer rating. How was that? Well, I think we all learned a little something today. But folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grassi. That's it. I'm so sorry.
So yeah, again, an amazing opportunity to meet a great former quarterback in Ben Roethlisberger.
What was he like off camera?
Honestly, a little grabby, but he stood strong, and he told me that his roots were planted in Pittsburgh, and he wasn't going anywhere. So
yeah, he seemed a bit stiff on camera. I think he needs some acting lessons.
He might have been a little bit nervous, but
yeah, it's nice to see Tom actually work with another actor, though. Usually he's shooting everything; it's just Tom, but another person in the room with him, I think, really makes Tom shine.
Quick what did he say after the shoot? Was he like, just give me a ring if you ever need to?
Honestly, I think he might still be out there meditating right now. Like, he seemed like he just wanted to be isolated a little bit. So I think that, he just seems like a pensive, nature-loving guy. So, yeah.
Did he have to go to the hospital after that heinous destruction of his mushroom on the tree?
Yeah, no, he's on IR for at least 3 weeks now. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll play on Sunday. He'll play on Sunday.
He should be on IR, but no, he.
Speaking of that tree, it's time to talk about Big Ben. By the way.
Oh Lord, I know exactly. I can't wait. I really can't wait for this. I'm gonna send myself back to the shadow realm. Bonk. Back to horny jail for me, dude. It's not even that. It's bad. It is very, very bad. I was unfortunately watching the game with a certain Packer guy right there. I know. I was right next to him. Unfortunately, I had to drown my sorrows in Sam Adams Oktoberfest, and unfortunately, he got to see the wonders of stellar football, where you pass the ball 3 yards down the middle to watch your receivers get killed, and checkdowns to Najee Harris, where he gets killed. Oh, by the way, I hope how's Jair Alexander doing? Is he going to play next week, or is he?
It doesn't look like he's going to play. There's no update, unfortunately.
They said he might play with a brace, but
if he plays safety, yeah, I don't know. But they were supposed to have an update yesterday, and they didn't. So yeah, nobody knows. Literally nobody knows.
And LaFleur did not like the questions about.
No, he did. No, LaFleur was sassy. He also talked about hot piss this morning.
Yeah, he does that all the time.
It's the second time he's talked about urine, and I'm starting to think like LaFleur has a kink. And listen, I'm not going to kink shame on this show or anywhere else, but just saying.
Let's wake up with hot urine, guys, and clean urine.
Maybe he likes the golden showers from my segment last week because he probably made some money.
Ooh. We're still stuck on that, aren't we?
Oh, ain't that the truth?
Matt LaFleur, his favorite gambling segment.
Tree, do the Steelers need to bench Big Ben?
They should, but they're not. The reason why is because they're too loyal to a fault. It's the reason why they haven't really changed the offense despite a new coordinator. It's why they still haven't fixed the issues. The offensive line's a wreck. And I've been saying this, who's blocking for Najee Harris. That's why I didn't want him. I think he's a good player. But once again, who's blocking for him? And now that we know the answer is nobody. The only one blocking is Big Ben's Twitter account, who apparently unblocked a bunch of people. So, as I said, dude, if Big Ben's Twitter account was an offensive tackle, he would be Willie Roaf in his prime. That's how good he is, how efficient he is.
I think Big Ben could save his career if he actually lined up on the line and put his body in.
Nah, it's a little too aged, unfortly. His body took a beating early on. No, he's a wide receiver now, unfortunately.
Where would you rank Ben starting quarterbacks in the league? Where's Big Ben?
Probably
bottom 5,
bottom half, bottom third, bottom quarter. Like, I mean, no higher than like 25. Like, it's bad right now.
Okay. Speaking of offenses and rankings, who has the best offense in the NFL right now? Scooter, make your case before we get into who is the numerically best.
Listen, numbers only tell one side of a story here, okay? We have Rain Dakota Prescott.
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
Thought that was going to work? You thought the mute was going to work, Tom? We have Rain Dakota Prescott playing some of the best, if not the best, football from any QB not named Kyler Murray. We have Zeke, who has now come into his own. 147 yards in the last game. Amari Cooper, CD Lamb. We have so many weapons, not to mention Dalton Schultz. By the way, he might even be better than our starter, Blake Jarwin. Who knows at this point? We have the best tight ends in the league. We have the best receiving core in the league. And barring the Cleveland Browns, we have the best running backs in the league. The Dallas Cowboys have the best offense. I don't care what you are saying to me.
There are 3 teams ahead of the Dallas Cowboys in terms of points per game. And the numerically number 1 is actually Arizona Cardinal. Now, I will say this. Dak is playing like an MVP.
Yes.
And as a Giants fan who has to go up against him, y'all going to kick our ass. So, I don't know. Do you want to stream the game on Sunday? Do you want to think about it? Maybe.
I'll think about it because I'll be coming back from the Florida game.
Quick question. Is it a 1 o'clock game?
It's a 4:30 game.
It's a 4:30.
Good.
So
because me and Brandon might be doing something this week as well.
Broncos.
We get to see terrible football.
Some matchups there. No, look.
Play.
Scooter, very convincing case. The Cowboys look intimidating, but they're not the best offense. Look at what the Cardinals are doing. Kyler Murray is just standing on top of people's heads. Why are we having pornography? The Bills are beating the snot out of people.
Do we have to put you in the circle of lust, Brandon?
The Chiefs are the Chiefs. Does anyone else want to weigh in on this? Does anyone else want to hate on
Look,
Scooter?
you know what's kind of crappy is the Buccaneers are still at number 5, and they just got held to not a lot of points by the Patriots. So I think their number a little inflated in the wrong direction. So their offense probably, I would say, I don't know, better than the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me?
If I had to be specific.
Excuse me? We're doing all of this, by the way, without Michael Gallup, by the way, without Lyle Collins, by the way. So, like, we're only going to get better as time goes on. We're only going to improve.
I wish that the Buccaneers and Cowboys were playing this week, but because I think the Cowboys are better prepared, because that game was competitive anyway, but I think they're better prepared to beat Tampa Bay right now. I think the Cowboys story, outside of the offense being balanced and good, is their defense has stepped up. Their defense is not horrible, and Micah Parsons, that was a smart draft pick. Dude is getting a ton of pressures on the quarterback. You've got Diggs, who is 5 picks so far this season. So to me, it's Dallas is probably one of the more dangerous teams in the top here because of their
Speak
defense.
on it, Brandon. Speak on it.
Kansas City's defense, garbage. Buffalo's defense looks really good, but they haven't played a lot of good competition yet. So, and Tampa Bay's defense struggling to stop the pass, and all of their corners are hurt. So,
and they just signed Richard Sherman, which is going to be an interesting experiment. Let's see how it plays out.
Yes, the Cowboys are so good that they cut Jalen Smith.
Is this the time? Is this the Jalen Smith segment?
Do you want to talk about it, Scooter?
Oh, yes, I do want to talk about it. I do want to talk about Jalen Smith. Listen.
What was that, Brandon?
I will preface all of this by saying, I like Jalen Smith. right? I like him. I'm rooting for him.
Great
and the Packers, I want him to succeed.
Yeah.
This is a Cowboy. This is our guy, right? I like him.
Yeah.
With that being said, his play the past 2 seasons has not lived up to his contract whatsoever.
Agreed.
I'm not saying he's a step slow. No, this man is 2 to 3 steps slow. You put on the tape, he is not making any tackles except 20, 30 yards down the field. You look at the stats. Yeah, he has the most tackles. What middle linebacker is not going to lead the team in tackles? So the stats are inflated. Mm-hmm. He's getting these tackles 10, 20 yards down the field.
Yes.
It's not the same Jalen Smith from 2018. The swipe, it doesn't mean as much now. I love him. He just has not been performing. And I hope he turns it around with the Packers. I hope he finds that second speed and gets back. But right now, it made sense for the Cowboys because to play him, you might as well play a rookie. You might as well play no one because he's that slow. He's that far behind. To people who do not like follow the Cowboys, it's a shocker. To Cowboys fans who watch the tape, who have seen this, we saw this coming. We just didn't see it coming this week.
Well, all right. Well, a couple things there. One, he'd still be on the team if he agreed to waive the injury clause for next year. So the Cowboys met with him and tried, because right now he has that injury money that he was going to get next season, and they were probably going to cut him after this season, but he refused that. And so instead they're like, hey, let's just pay for him and pay for it now and have a nice day. And they'll get like a little bump in the cap next year. But Scooter's not wrong. I mean, you look at his tape, run defense is atrocious. It is bad. You look at some of his tape and it's not good. Coverage is not as bad, but definitely he's nowhere near where he was when he was in his Pro Bowl year.
He got the 4th highest coverage grade right now in Pro Football Focus.
Coverage, he's not bad. And this season, he actually hasn't been god-awful. Last year, he was bad. But the thing is, and Scooter could say, like, there's tape that could back it up, that he is not what he was. The thing is, and what I told Packers fans, because there was kind of this polarity that was there of like, oh my God, this is the greatest signing ever, or this is the worst signing ever. And instead, it goes, guys, it doesn't matter, because he could be a complete bust. We're paying $700,000 for him, and that's it, because Jerry Jones is paying him $7 million of his base contract right now. So it really doesn't matter. Like, if he sucks, great, we wasted less than $1 million. If he doesn't, then we got a really damn good bargain, a former Pro Bowler. And even if we just put him in there as situational, it works out because the Cowboys are basically paying him for him to be on our roster. So for the Packers, it's an amazing signing, whether it works out or not. So, I mean, like,
listen, I wish him the best. We love him still. Like, I hope he goes out there and kills it with the Packers. But for the Cowboys, he was not for the past couple of seasons. And so
watch him intercept Rain Dakota Prescott.
Imagine.
Playoffs.
Then he would be hated from everyone in Dallas. Where was this?
Speaking of a guy that has made a lot of interceptions, this was probably the bigger move that happened since last week was Stephon Gilmore, former defensive player of the year, gets cut, right? And then they redact the cut, and then he's straight. It's like they put him. He's like a couch that they put on the side of the road. And Brandon, would you stop trying to hawk your merch and let us do this?
What are you talking about,
dude? I'm talking.
Perna, where's the link for that? If people were gonna go,
probably in the description on my end of the video.
Could you at least try to hawk bench warmer brew? Something that
I did that yesterday. That's a quota limit.
Yeah,
I'm talking here. Okay. Jeez.
It's good coffee, by the way.
Ever since
they pushed the couch out, and then apparently the Panthers come by and like, hey, you throwing that couch away? How about I give you a 6th-round pick in 2 years instead of you throwing away that couch? How does that work? And they do it, and now they add a good piece to the Carolina Panthers, a team that really needed some defense against the Cowboys, which they saw obviously they need to add. What do you guys think about Stephon Gilmore and his potential?
Here's my question. If you're the Bucks and you go out there and you sign Richard Sherman, right, who hasn't been playing, hasn't done anything, why wouldn't you give up a 6th-round pick in 9 years? for what
Okay.
are you doing?
All right, no. We're gonna stop this right now. Okay. This is like the most common misconception, and my DMs were full of this. And this is Tom Grossi rant time. The Buccaneers currently, right this second, have $3.3 million in cap space. The Packers had nothing. I think they had like $7 million in cap space. The problem is not the fact that, they only just gave a 6th round. It's because when you're trading a player, you are absorbing their base salary. So that's why we were able to sign Jalen Smith, because he was released instead of traded. So the Buccaneers could not afford him. If he was released, then they could have picked him up. They could have restructured his deal. That's why the Packers couldn't sign him.
You can't restructure after a trade? You can't restructure after a trade?
You need to absorb the base salary. So that's the problem. So that is the end of that's why all these other teams are looking at oh my God, how come they can't give up more than a 6th in 2 years? It's just financially not possible for a bunch of these teams. Other teams, I don't know, the ones who could afford it, that's their prerogative. But that's why the Packers and Buccaneers and Seahawks, they couldn't afford it because they didn't have enough cap space. If they got cut, then that's a different story. Then you could restructure all you want. So they literally could not pay for it.
Carolina had the second most cap space. That's why they were able to do it.
They have a ton of cap space, and they're having even more next year. Yeah.
But I'm looking at a list right now of the salary cap right now. Yeah. Jaguars have the most, Eagles, then the Broncos, then the Panthers. Yeah. So would you have wanted Gilmore, Brandon?
What's that?
Would you have wanted Gilmore on your team, Stephon?
We don't actually need another corner. That's what's kind of crazy. The Broncos are getting Ronald Darby back this week off IR. So they've got Darby, they've got Fuller, they've got Surtain, and they've got Bryce Callahan. So they have 4 starting caliber corners. It's like the one position where I'm like, pass. The Broncos actually need Jalen Smith more than Gilmore, because they lost their starting linebacker in Josie Jewell. I think they have depth there, but
I'm wondering, why didn't the Eagles do this? They got mad cap space. Washington is right after the Panthers. We don't
know how much orchestrating Gilmore was doing, right? He was all right, cut me, and I'll just sign with the highest bidder.
And that's
or
why the
whoever
Patriots wanted something, because one, we don't know the behind the scenes, just like Five said, but at the same time, you also have to talk about this too. The Patriots have been trying to trade him, and teams were not interested because they didn't know what his health was. They didn't know how significant it was. That's why he went for so cheap. Now, originally Gilmore wanted a ton of money, a long-term contract, but then he backed off of that, saying all right, no one's going to pick me up. And then the rumor came out that the Packers were just going to sign him once he was released at 4 p.m. And then the Panthers we'll give you something. And the Patriots well, we might as well get something than nothing. And there you go.
Yeah. Free or best offer. Exactly. I thought that the Panthers played 4D chess on that. They added a former defensive player of the year. They kept anyone in his division, their division, especially the Bucs, from getting him. Yeah. And they just made a smart move.
Yeah,
they executed it. Well, it was surprising and smart.
The Panthers are good too. Their defense is good. They had one.
You have to remember too, there's another situation as well. If the Panthers don't sign Stephon Gilmore, they get a 5th round compensatory pick. So they actually boost up in draft value.
Yeah, they made this move smart all the way around. And
I think it's worth mentioning Urban Meyer being a college football coach that we don't think can handle the NFL, where Matt Rule, complete opposite, coming up from the college level. The reason he was brought up is because they liked the way he demonstrated the ability to be a leader. And that's the question with a college coach coming to the NFL, can that translate? And I think it's working in Carolina. You had a GM who wanted Rule to be there too. So there's this nice relationship there. But yeah, the Panthers are a team, I think, that are doing a lot of the right things, especially getting the league leader in rushing touchdowns and Sam Darnold on the field.
If you're Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson calls you, what advice do you give him?
Run?
Yeah, run.
Well, Zach Wilson he has Robert Saleh now, not Adam Gase. But
does that matter?
He's pick out your plot in a New Jersey cemetery, because that's where you're going to get buried.
Maybe they eliminated
last week. They're my favorite team outside of the Broncos right now.
All right. Next segment, because I'm really good with these segues. Who is the biggest surprise in the NFL this season right now? Tom, what would you say? Which team is the biggest surprise?
Team or player? Because
or whatever. Just name any surprise.
Honestly, I'm gonna give Scooter prop. Trayvon Diggs, man. I will say the Cowboys defense is a lot better. I mean, that's a very low bar, but it's a lot better than it was last year. And Trayvon Diggs is playing some really damn good football right now.
Can you dig it?
No,
I'm trying to make it a
She can dig it. We can dig it. They can dig it.
I retract everything I just said.
Can you dig it?
Brandon, biggest surprise.
Ooh, man. I did not think about this one.
Okay, no show prep for Brandon. He's hawking his merch all over the screen.
Panthers.
Just rupting. Okay, you're going to go with Panthers.
Wait, did you say merch? Oh, sorry.
I will go with, for my, what is it? What's the question?
Biggest surprise in the NFL.
Honestly, Dak Prescott. For him to come out, right? I don't know if you guys remember, there was so much concern over Dak's health, particularly his shoulder. People were saying, oh my gosh, we're going to have to start Cooper Rush. Oh my gosh, it's going to be like last season when we were garbage because our QB2 was trash. Oh my gosh, how's his ankle going to look? This man is an MVP candidate, comeback player of the year. There's no one close to him right now. So to me, it's Dak. No one expected this, save for me.
I've got one now. I thought about one.
Okay, what?
The Raiders actually having a pass rush has been a surprise to me.
Okay.
That's been like
what sobriety does for you.
Yes,
urinating tree, biggest surprise.
Biggest surprise for me, I'm going under the radar. I'm going Cincinnati Bengals. They've actually been pretty strong this year so far. Burrow's looking like confidence. Jamar Chase, I mean, I was still critical of that pick because they need offensive line help. But for the most part, Chase has done pretty well. There were a lot of worries about him dropping footballs, which I was not that worried about. But at the same time, people were calling him a bust off the bat. Absolutely fine in that regard. No drops this year. Defense has been very strong as well. My question for them, Jesse Bates, they need to re-sign him. Otherwise, they're getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They're against the Steelers, they look like world beaters, but that might say more about the Steelers than the Bengals. But for the most part, they've shown resilience. They've shown sort of confidence, and they have hope. So you know what? I'm going Bengals.
And everyone at the beginning of the season, preseason, was talking about Jamar Chase, how he has a case of the drops, how he's going to be garbage.
There it is.
This man has turned it on. This man is doing what he did at LSU, and the Bengals are performing. I like that pick, Tree.
My two, I have two because, I get to talk at some point. Mine are how good the Arizona Cardinals have been. They look like a Super Bowl contender. They're the last undefeated team. And as equally as good as they have been, how bad Ben Roethlisberger has been. I did not expect him to be this bad. Okay.
If you've been following him for the last couple years, you've realized he's been pretty bad.
As me, as a
he fell off hard last year.
Right. As someone who did not watch every game, did not watch the rise to 11-0, just kind of let it happen, which Ben is used to. I did not know he was going to be this bad. He is washed. He is done.
He's been washed, dude. I've been saying I've wanted him out for years.
Now, since you're running your mouth, Tree, let's do the money tree segment here.
Yes.
Approach the end of the show.
And gentlemen,
can we get the image?
My pulpit. Golden shower every hour. You know it, my friends. Let's talk about last week. Last week was a very successful week in the back of the money tree. Giving was in the spirit. I said that the Broncos were going to beat the Ravens at home. Guess what happened? Broncos lose, Ravens more than cover. So you know what? If you bet Ravens, you made money. I also did Raiders beating the Chargers. So you know what happened there? I thought, hey, home field advantage was going to work out. I thought the Raiders were for real. Guess what? I was wrong. Cover for the Chargers, making that money. Chargers, if you're going 1-3 on the year, baby. So you know what? You go against me, you're going to make money. I've got two more this week. I've got Green Bay versus Cincinnati. I think this is a trap game for Green Bay. Cincinnati, once again, playing with tremendous confidence and can upend the Packers at home. They're playing not with the Escalooser, but you know, it's something that
Wait,
Hey,
you're saying
Green
saying
Bay's
the
been
Bengals are
looking.
gonna win.
Yes, the Bengals are going to win. They are going to win.
Thank God. Okay.
Well, you know what? The Packers are still street trash, so have fun with that.
What does that make
By the
you,
way,
bud?
Cleveland
What does that
and
make you?
Chargers.
What does that
Cleveland
make
and well, that makes me less than street trash because I can't even sell myself in the streets.
Brandon Perna, Tom
Thanks for
Grossi,
reminding me, Tom.
against
You know
Clickbait
what?
Sports.
I had to suffer through some really messed up stuff to survive this week. I'm barely surviving off ramen
GPS
now.
takeover,
Thanks for
baby.
reminding me. But let's keep going here. Can I get a hallelujah from the chorus?
Ooh, we got two
hallelujah.
head-to-heads this week too.
You're supposed to keep going. Cleveland and Los Angeles Chargers are my second pick, and there are lots of fans and intents for the Cleveland at SoFi. But you want to know something? The Chargers are for real. Justin Herbert is making me jealous of his beautiful looks and his fantastic arm. They have a strong defense. Baker has been very sloppy thanks to his injury. So you know what? It's going to be a Chargers win, and a bunch of Browns fans are going to leave disappointed. Can I get an amen and a hallelujah from the crowd, please?
I took the Browns.
I'm Tom.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, you know you're supposed to pretend like that you're into this and stuff. And may I present to you a blog to the sports betting sites, and God bless your earnings. Amen. Go in peace, brothers.
All right. Hallelujah. Amen, brother. Now, wrapping up the show, the lead into Thursday night football.
TNF.
We actually have a good game tonight.
Hallelujah.
LA Rams, Seattle Seahawks. The line is only -2. The Rams are favored by 2. The money line is -10 on the Rams, or actually -135 on the Rams, +115 on the Seahawks. To me, this is a pickup game. The over-under is 53.5. I'm taking the under. I'm taking the Rams at -2. And that's what I'm doing. You could parlay all three of those into the parlay of dreams. Brandon, who are you taking tonight?
Well, I picked the Seahawks, at home Thursday night. Just feels like one of those weird division games where they get a win. I am concerned about Chris Carson's neck injury. He's going to be like a game time decision. Like, I wish I knew whether he was healthy, but my heart wants the Rams to win. I just feel like it's a game Seattle gets. Like Russell Wilson's been so good this year, but they've been the Seahawks where stuff just goes wrong for them and they lose. Like a quarter they can't score, another quarter their defense doesn't play. Like I think they might just have a solid full game tonight. Call me crazy.
Tree, who are you taking tonight?
What? Well, the Seattle on the same thing. You don't know what team you're going to get from them every week. Let's go over every single game. Week 1, dominate Indianapolis. Week 2, collapse against Tennessee, lose the game at home. Week 3, look like absolute puke against Minnesota and make Kirk Cousins look like a god. Trey Flowers is pretty much sent to die on a river to freeze to death. And there's a nice little pupper right there. And you know what? That dog should play secondary for the Seattle Seahawks because he would cover better than Trey Flowers. And maybe he could call a better play than Ken Norton Jr. too, apparently, because they want him dead. And then week 4, I mean, they look rough. I mean, a real team would beat them. But San Francisco, I mean, they've been rough. But in the meantime, though, I'm getting distracted by that majestic-looking dog there. I'm going to say the Rams win, and they win big.
Pet your dog.
Right, Scooter, you're up.
I already predicted Rams. The defense.
Oh,
little pops.
Look, you're
Come here.
If he bit Scooter's hand right now,
leg there.
Do it, Scooter!
Come here.
Pet the dog!
Boop the snoot. Boop the snoot.
Hold this.
the dog doesn't trust you, Scooter.
Yeah.
Seriously? Uh-oh.
What? Is there someone else with me today?
What's going on?
Oh,
Scooter,
there
there's
it
someone in your
is.
house! Run!
YouTube loves dogs.
This is Sunshine, guys. Sunshine.
I've never. I don't know what sunshine is.
She
I'm
is a
I'm
rare
YouTuber
sunshine.
in a basement. Tom, your prediction?
No, that's
tonight.
not the time for Kitty goes meow. Get out of here. Puppy goes woof.
So if I had an upset this week, it was going to be the Seahawks. However, without Chris Carson, I do think that they are going to struggle a little bit. I do have the Rams winning, though. I picked the Rams to win. I think they bounce back a little bit, but this is totally going to be a difficult game for the Rams.
Okay, we have arrived at the end of the show. It's punishment time, everyone. This is what your super chats buy. It buys Cowboys Ed Sheeran jackets. It buys videos of Tom tripping in his.
It's gone over.
Yep. I think I've actually got a sneaky, awful one that someone might veto. Let's add it up. Let's go around. Scooter, do you remember how to access?
Yes, I remember how to access.
Only took
it's in my memory now. Thank you, Tom.
September.
I think I'm at the bottom again. I'm at $50.
Actually, you're not.
97 cents.
Hold on. Dude, you just had everyone blitzing you now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I gave away the score.
Adam got 50.
I got 50.
Brandon, if you find a way to spam your dang search again, you're gonna lose one.
Doing your stupid art. Gosh. How about we super chat?
Tom, shut up.
Getting the FBI call.
All right.
What?
Oh, jeez.
It's the
I just got called
pornographer.
a bottom
Creative.
feeder.
You lose by default, man. You lose by default.
No, that's
All
not.
right. My number did not change. My number did not change. Thanks, guys. Love you. $50.97.
You know what, dude? I'd rather take that because you don't have to be punished.
Oh, this week's punishment, my suggestion is going to be awful, by the way. Brandon, your total.
Uh-oh. I don't like this.
I don't like it either.
I'm at 204.98.
Yes! Yes, I'm safe!
Let's go.
Three up 205.
Let's go.
I'm safe.
Scooter.
139.87. Y'all try.
122.95, baby. 122.95.
Let's go. We're not punished. We are. Bite this. Yes, it's Ed Sheeran. Okay.
Yeah, get him,
Yeah,
doggy.
the dog donated.
You tell
The dog donated to $150. I am no longer losing. I am at $255.85. I did not.
Let's go.
I hate you all.
All right. My suggestion is you have to do the Applebee's date night dance.
What?
Do you know that song? Do you know that commercial?
No, I don't.
You guys are not following me?
Who watches commercials?
Okay, you don't know about how awful that commercial is? It's date night as Applebee's at a date night or something.
Get this on the screen, please. Applebee's commercial.
Perna, I think you get this on the screen.
Yeah, just
Find
go
Applebee's
to
commercial.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're done. I see it.
Play
now.
it, play it. Yeah, play it, Brandon. Bring it up so that Tree, you have to recreate this dance to the song to Morgan Waller's Applebee's on a date night.
Applebee's.
Everyone in the comments knows what this is. Fancy like, yes. Well, no, you bring up the actual dance.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Oh, Walker Hayes. I thought it was Applebee's
No, just type
date
in
night.
date night commercial.
Commercial. That. Have you been around the
commercial.
internet?
Type
Do you
in
not know how to
commercial.
find the Kim Kardashian tape?
No, nobody knows how to Google
The
food.
first one. The first one.
First
The very
one?
first one.
Yep.
Oh yeah, this is about to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sharing this.
You have to recreate the steak.
You got to do the dance. You got to do the whole dance. Choreograph it. Yep. So you got to do the booty shake, all that, Tree.
Ooh.
And
Wow.
edit it.
So you're getting like
Applebee's.
3 punishments at once. I hate
Edit
you all.
it and cut it. It's only 30 seconds. You can handle this, but you've got to cut it in
Dude,
between.
I have a busy schedule this
I don't
week. I
care.
got hockey haters down. I
I
got
don't care.
sports.
Oh,
I got a bunch of other shit. I can't do
And I
this.
still recorded
No.
with Ben Roethlisberger. I went all the way down to Pittsburgh, and I still was able to do it. So you can too.
No, you did your front yard. Get out of
It's only a 30-second commercial. You only have to dance in 15. You better do it next week.
In
Tom's still
Applebee's.
haven't done your song yet.
In an Applebee's.
Well,
In
I'm
and
waiting
out.
on the shit. Actually,
have to do
I
it
might
in
have
Applebee's.
2 punishments
You don't
next
have to
week
do it in
because I think my
Applebee's.
Sheeran jacket's coming in too.
Can it be in front of an Applebee's?
Just
please?
do the dance in the Sheeran jacket.
Yeah, that'll serve. If you do the
Or-
dance in the
Yes.
jacket, that's
Or-
acceptable.
You have to actually eat Applebee's. Your choice.
Yeah.
I would just
Actually, you know
love-
what? I could do Applebee's as like a takeout and just be like, I'll put some shit on a plate and call it Applebee's.
He almost
we went
made
so-
it.
We were so close.
I know he almost made it. He was. We went 4 minutes in the overtime.
And I had it too.
in the overtime. All right, so that is the punishment. We have agreed. You will do the Applebee's date night dance, and you will humiliate yourself by eating Applebee's as well, which is
I'll find some other stuff to throw in there too. I don't know.
Everyone, beautiful show. Do you guys got anything important that you want to say before we head on?
Streaming
out?
tonight, baby.
Ooh.
Let's get it.
Never cross stream.
NBA just dropped their NBA Lane video, and I was there doing the behind the scenes. So be on the lookout for some NBA behind the scenes action.
Got to meet Michael B. Jordan, right?
I met Michael B. Jordan. I met LeBron. I met Russell Westbrook, Dirk Nowitzki, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar a second time. Zach LaVine, I asked him if Aaron Gordon was robbed. He said no. Just be on the lookout. Okay, we got some fire on the way.
All right. Tree, anything coming up?
Well, actually, I just released a video, a Haters Guide to the MLB postseason, and then I'm going to get right to work on Haters Guide to the NHL season, and I got sports ball, so it's a busy stretch right now. And I also have to do an Applebee's vid, which I'll probably do. I'll probably do takeout or some shit and be like, I did it again. Well, I mean, and then I'll just throw stuff out.